everyone, and welcome back to Crafts by the Bow. Today I've been making some Christmas cards for my craft fairs that start next week, and one of them I cut incorrectly. I was making a set of cards where the little thinlets of the houses were all stepped up, and I cut through one by mistake. But because I did that, I had a different idea for a card, and that's the card I'm going to show you right now. So I started off with a piece of white, thick whisper white, and it's cut at 11 by 4 1/4, and I'm going to score it at 5 1/2. So let's bring in the trimmer, and I'm going to score it all the way down at 5 1/2, and I'm going to leave it in the trimmer because I want to cut. So I'm going to move my blade up, and I'm going to cut down with my blade to the 3 1/2 inch mark. And you can see here's the 3 1/2 inch. So instead of going all the way down to 4 1/4, I'm going to stop at 3 1/2. So I've got my blade lined up, and I'm coming down until the little pointer, the little pointer here on the blade is at 3 1/2. And then I'm just going to lift this up and take it out. So you can see that I've got a cut all the way down to 3 1/2. And I'm not sure why I've got that little white piece of paper on top. There we go. And then I'm going to use the Big Shot. And I'm going to use the Home for the Holidays dies. And I don't have this stamp set. I only have the dies, which I love and I use a lot. And I've chosen the ones with the houses on. Now you could choose the one with the church and the houses, or the smaller houses, whatever you wanted. So I'm going to get the Big Shot ready. And I'm going to get my card so that the fold or the cut is on the left-hand side. Let's just move those little pieces of paper. And then I'm going to line up the die. Our die isn't the same width as the card. So you can either move it to the left and maybe put another house here, or to the right, but I'm just going to put mine in halfway. And I'm going to try and line it up so that the cutting part of the die, which is this top corner here, is roughly in line with where we stopped our blade at 3 1/2. And then I'm just going to put it on here. Let's make sure it's fairly straight and just about where I want it. I think that's about right. Yeah. Put the other plate on the top and run it through. And I always run it through twice on these intricate dies, mainly because I like it to start and stop on the left-hand side, but also it just gives a little bit more of a cutting edge to it. Let's pop that down. When you take the die off, be careful because it hasn't cut to each side of the card, and it's very easy to sort of pull the die out and have it break or tear. So there we are, that's that done. And then that's it. And can you see how it doesn't go to the edge? With my scissors, I'm just going to cut so that it looks like it's gone from the edge quite happily. And then at this side where the fold is, I'm going to do exactly the same. Line it up with a cut and go right to where that edge was cut. And there will be some little pieces left inside because I haven't gone over with my brush. It's much quicker if you get your little brush and just brush those little bits off. But when it's these tiny, intricate little pieces, they often don't come out. You just have to tease them a little bit. Sometimes you can do them with your fingernail, but of course, because I'm on camera, this one won't. There we go. Let's get rid of all these little pieces. There we go. And next we're going to cut a piece of Night of Navy, and we're going to cut it exactly the same as the base back of the card. So our Night of Navy would be 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And what I then did was I got this little die out of the Home for the Holidays set, and I just randomly near the top popped it on the card, put it through the Big Shot. But I always end up, I'm not sure if you can see, just because the light's so bad here, that I end up with a little square from the die. And I have tried putting a piece of paper on, a piece of paper underneath, but I still seem to get that. So all I do is turn it over the other way, and then you can't see the edges of this die. I'm sure there's a better way, but that's the way that works for me. Okay, then I'm just going to put some tape. You can use your glue, you can use tear and tape. Just be careful not to put any glue or any tape over where the little stars are cut out, because otherwise that will be sticky through your card. Make sure I've got some at the edges and the corners. There we go. And then with the stars at the top, just line this up. I'm just going to turn it round so that I'm not in my own shadow trying to see it. But just match it up with the card. And if a little bit overhangs, doesn't matter, you can trim it with your snips. Okay, just like that. There we go. And then I'm going to fold this piece over. So it's almost like a stable fold card. Remember when I made one of those with the Just Breathe sentiment on from the Colourful Seasons? If you haven't seen it, look back on the videos. And I made a stable fold card with this kind of an opening. I hadn't cut out lots of intricate pieces, so it was a little bit more sturdy, but it does make a nice shaped card. And then last week, when I was making this card, I'd stamped the sentiment a few times on this piece of card. And so I've got that sentiment, and I've also got one saying sending good tidings of comfort and joy. Choose whatever sentiments you've got. If you've got scraps laying around like I had, use those. And then I'm going to get my dimensionals, and I'm just going to put a couple on the back. You won't believe just how quick this card comes together and how pretty it looks. And I'm just going to pop that sort of, would I like a jaunty angle or would I like it nice and straight? I think we'll have it nice and straight. Almost looks like the moon shining there. Okay, and see how the white paper shines, shows through the navy where we did the little stars cut out. Now, if you wanted to, you could go over some of this with Wink of Stella, or you could cut some of our glimmer paper and have another snowbank. But just for the video purposes, I'm leaving this as it is. Then you could put a little piece of white card across. Let's just find some. You could put a piece that's the same height as where your cut is here. You could put it across the bottom to write on, or you could do your writing on the back. You could put a little, another little piece of card, maybe navy and then white again. And even with a few more of the cutouts, let's see where I've got some, even with some more of the cutouts going across the bottom, that would look quite nice. So let's see, let's cut a navy piece and see how it looks. So I think there's some navy here. Yep. So we're going to cut it just the same size as the piece we put inside. And my card is already cut at 5.5. So this side I'll cut at 4 1/4. Put my trimmer away. Then let's put some tape on here. And make sure that's the right way up. And then attach it to the back. I did use the thick Whisper White for this card because this piece, with it only having one piece of card and only a small sort of attachment point here, I wanted that to be quite strong. Okay, and then this is a piece that I'd cut out for the other set of cards I was doing. And then you can just glue that on the back. Let's see. Yeah, put some tape on. I think that looks quite nice. A nice little area to write on. That's a little bit far over. There we are. And you can write your sentiment on the back there. And then when it's stood up, let me see, how can you see? This piece becomes the front of the card to make the little stand and fold part. So there you go. So good things come out of happy little accidents. Thank you very much for watching. And if you have this set, show me some of your examples that you make. Make a few and share them with us. And if enough people share, perhaps we can have some sort of a little competition and we can pull out and have a prize. So thank you very much indeed for watching me. I'll see you all again soon. Bye bye.